This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It is 5 o'clock here on your Monday. Good morning to you. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We're here to help you get your work and school week started. Here's what's making headlines on this February 17th. Weekend violence leaves at least 5 people dead across the area. This morning, how police say you can help them find answers to the latest string of violence.
The NBA All-Star Weekend is in the books, and now the countdown is on for city planners. This morning, how they're planning for the ultimate fan experience when the game arrives here next year.
Entering the workforce while still in the classroom. Hiring Hoosiers explores how one program has been getting students classroom to career ready for more than 2 decades. But first, we need to get a check of your Storm Team 6 forecast.
That's right. Todd Clausen is standing by on this Monday with what we can expect out there. Hey, Todd.
Yeah, it's not a bad morning, ladies. As you walk out the door, you're walking out the temperatures that are hovering right around the freezing mark, which I know is a little chilly, but it's a lot better than what we dealt with at the end of the week. Last week when we were down into the single digits, 31 degrees officially at the airport here in Indianapolis. Get into some northern locations, and there are temperatures that are in the 20s, 27 right now. In Tipton, Lafayette at 29 degrees, above freezing from Martinsville to Bloomington, where the temperature sits at 34 degrees currently. As far as the skies go, they're starting to see the clouds increase across the area. You could still see the moon on my drive into work here this morning, but that chance will be decreasing throughout the rest of the morning as you already see the clouds advancing from west to east across the state. And then here is the rain that is going to arrive later on this afternoon. So you do not need the umbrella this morning, but you may want to grab it as you walk out the door because rain chances will be ramping up throughout the afternoon hours. And then by this evening, the rain becomes a little more steady across most of the area. The good news is it's all rain, though, but it will probably hamper the evening commute just a little bit. 43 degrees by the noon hour with temperatures today topping off, Lauren, in the mid-40s.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's plan out your commute heading in from the south side, traveling up State Road 37, starting here at State Road 144 in Bargersville area, up to the I-465 ramp system at Harding Street. It's a 12-minute drive that is traveling up to speed. As you're traveling up northbound I-65 here from Johnson County, starting at Whiteland Road, heading to I-70 at the North Split. There's no delays right now. It's an 18-minute commute. So let's take a live look right now at the North Split. This is our INDOT traffic camera here in the downtown area. Off in a distance, you can see some vehicles moving there. Everything is traveling smoothly through downtown. Great news if you're heading out the door early this morning.
This morning, our community is grieving from a weekend of violence.
The violence across the area is leaving 5 people dead, another person fighting for his life.
The latest homicide happening around 11:30 last night on Hillside Avenue near 38th and Keystone Avenue. Officers on scene tell us they responded to a shots fired call, and when they arrived, they found a man dead in the street. IMPD tells us at this point it appears the man was walking in the street when he was killed, but officers say they cannot tell if he was shot.
Looks like he was on foot. He's not really dressed for this weather, so I don't know how long he's been on foot. He may live in this neighborhood. We're not really sure because we can't check him for identification at this point.
Officers say if you are in the neighborhood and may have witnessed what happened, please call Crime Stoppers.
It's 5:03. Just hours earlier, a shooting on Leslie Avenue near 38th and Arlington left a man dead. Police tell us when they arrived around 6 Sunday night, they found a man suffering from gunshot wounds. He was rushed to the hospital where he died from his injuries. Right now, police are still trying to figure out what led up to this shooting. This morning, police have a message for the people living in neighborhoods shaken by violence.
We just ask that the neighborhood partner with us, and we encourage anyone to call and give us tips and work with us to.
Well, this morning, police have not released any information surrounding a search for a suspect.
Those are just the latest deaths in a string of violence. A double shooting left 1 man dead and another injured on the northeast side. The shooting happened near 38th Street and North Emerson Avenue just before 11 Saturday morning. At last check, the victim remains in critical condition. A man is also dead after being shot on Forest Avenue near East Washington Street and North Rural Street. Neighbors are concerned the victim could be someone well known in the community. And in Beech Grove, a 16-year-old faces charges in connection to the death of his uncle. Police say 28-year-old Devon Ford was found shot to death in his bed on Diplomat Court. Relatives on scene told us the nephew initially blamed the shooting on 3 men. This morning, we're taking a closer look at the homicides this year so far. Not even 2 months into 2020, Indianapolis now has 33 homicides, including one overnight. That's 17 more than Indy had at this time last year. And it also well outpaces the number of homicides on February 17th in 2018 and 2017. Here at 5:05, a warning for anyone who goes out to eat in Hamilton County.
Fishers police say an organized theft gang is committing crimes in the area. The most recent victim had thousands of dollars stolen in just a matter of seconds. Police say a woman's wallet was stolen earlier this month at the Panera on 96th Street near I-69. The thieves then immediately used the woman's credit cards to buy $5,000 in gift cards at the Super Target on 116th Street. And according to Sergeant Tom Weger of the Fishers Police Department, this incident is not the first.
We've had cases over the past couple of years, just a couple of cases, but this one most recently, they racked up $5,000 on the victim's credit card. So obviously we want the community to know that these types of things are happening so that they can take the proper precautions.
Here's what we know about this group of thieves so far. They operate in groups of 2 and 3, and they're usually well dressed. They drive rental cars to blend into the upscale communities, and they usually steal from women's purses. Fishers police say they're working with surrounding law enforcement agencies to solve that crime.
Covering education this morning, educators from across the state are expected to gather at the State House today. The rally, organized by the Indiana Coalition for Public Education, will continue to advocate for de-emphasizing iLearn and school grades. The group is also pushing for using the state's surplus for teacher pay raises. They'll also be asking for suspending new charter school approvals. The rally is expected to get started around 2 this afternoon in the State House's North Atrium.
For the 9th year in a row, Boilermakers studying at Purdue and West Lafayette will not face a tuition increase. University officials say students will pay the same tuition rate for the 2021-2022 school year as students did in 2012. Room and board rates at the West Lafayette campus have also stayed frozen for 8 years. The university will also provide a 3% salary merit pool for employees at the West Lafayette campus starting July 1st. Time now is 5:07. Hiring Hoosiers is our initiative to connect you with jobs, resources, and training. And we love to find ways that education can take you into a career.
A program at Mount Vernon High School has been getting students classroom to career ready for more than 20 years. Our Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning with all of those details. Hey, Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. So we all know that some seniors know exactly what they want to do when they graduate. Others have no idea. And a program here at Mount Vernon High School is getting those students classroom to career ready. So the Disciplinary Cooperative Education Program gives seniors the opportunity to work during the school day. So they'll either go to class for the first half of the day and then work, or vice versa. I spoke with a student in the program who was working for himself, running his own landscaping and fix-it business, and even employs one of his fellow classmates. Here's a look at a project that they are working on right now, and he says the opportunity is helping him to realize what career path he wants to go into.
I want to do landscape architecture in my future. I either want to go to Ball State and get my master's, or if I'm really into it, I can go to Illinois Tech and get my PhD in architecture, which I am interested in doing. But doing my own business is kind of time management. I'm not very good with time and stuff, so it's definitely been interesting trying to focus on my soccer, my schoolwork, and work.
The instructor for the program says she sees students grow in this program every year, and they learn the basic skills needed for success, like being on time, taking direction, and taking initiative. Now, we'll have more details on this program coming up in the next half hour. For now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Kelsey, thank you. Indianapolis is on the clock. The NBA All-Star Game will be in the Circle City in less than a year. A team from Indianapolis was in the Windy City over the weekend, taking notes on the things they like or don't like about this weekend's All-Star Game in hopes of making Indies even better. The NBA All-Star Game will be held at Bankers Life Fieldhouse on February 14th of 2021. A lot of celebrities and out-of-town guests will be at the game, but if you can't get a ticket, there will still be plenty of festivities for you to take part in.
Yeah, so it's been decades since we've hosted the NBA All-Star Game, and we're prepared as a team to turn our downtown into that festive environment that we've done for Big Ten Football Championship, for the Super Bowl, for Final Fours, and for major conventions. So park your cars and walk, and that's what a fan will see. They'll be able to walk up and down Georgia Street and have an interactive experience. They'll be able to step inside all of our bars and restaurants and hotel lobbies and feel part of the game, even if they don't have a ticket to the actual game.
Visit Indy Senior Vice President Chris Gall says there will also be a lot of kid-friendly, family-friendly, and health-related activities during NBA All-Star Weekend next year. Time now is 5:10. Let's check in with Todd.
And temperatures as you walk out the door this morning hovering right around the freezing mark, depending where you are. A little cooler than 32 degrees to the north, a little warmer to the south. So we'll kind of split the average here this morning for your commute. And you'll see you'll be in the upper 20s to right around 30 degrees with maybe a few peaks of sunshine once the sun comes up a little after 7 o'clock here this morning. But overall, it's going to turn into a pretty cloudy morning for us. You already see these clouds starting to spread from west to east across the area. What you do not see as of right now is any precipitation. That is still well off to our west, but this is going to be heading our way. It's an all-rain event for us, but you probably do want to grab the umbrella if you walk out the door this morning. You won't need it this morning. It's not until this afternoon that rain moves in, but for your drive home, it's probably going to be a wet one. Look at these temperatures, though. Nothing to complain about. Above normal for everybody once again today. About 44 in Kokomo, some low 50s here to the south from Bloomington over towards Columbus. We'll use TrueCast and time out that rain for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. A deadly flu season continues to claim victims across the country. Straight ahead, we're taking a closer look at the latest numbers here in the Hoosier State.
And we're counting down to the Indianapolis 500. This morning, we're looking at the changes you'll see when you head to the track this May.
And here's a live look right now. Your commute over on the west side of town. This is I-70 and the Sam Jones Expressway, where traffic's moving along up the speed, both eastbound and westbound. No delays to slow you down. Stick around. We'll be right back after this short break.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
New this morning, a deadly officer-involved shooting is under investigation in southern Indiana. Authorities in the Harrison County town of Corydon say Kentucky officers chased a vehicle across the state line. Once Indiana deputies were able to get the vehicle stopped, a man and woman started firing at officers. The officers returned fire, killing the woman. The man was rushed to the hospital. His condition has not been released. This morning, that incident remains under investigation.
Now to Democracy 2020. Early caucusing is underway in Nevada this morning. State Democratic leaders say that more than 18,000 people participated in early caucuses. Nevada leaders are taking extra precautions following the disastrous caucuses in Iowa. Democrats say they'll tell campaigns how many people have voted leading up to the main caucuses on Saturday, but not who's leading.
The CDC says 92 children have died in the U.S. because of the flu activity this season. Flu virus activity is now widespread in nearly every U.S. region. This follows dramatic drops in flu activity during the first 2 weeks of 2020. The CDC says influenza B viruses are the most commonly reported among children and young adults. The agency estimates there have been at least 26 million cases of the flu and 14,000 deaths in the U.S. since the flu season began. And here in Indiana, the flu has claimed the life of a young child. The state health department's latest report shows one of the deaths recorded in the past week is a child age 4 or younger. No information is shared about any of the patients. Health officials say the Hoosier State has had 4 new flu deaths in the past week.
Scary images from Tennessee this morning. A landslide causing at least 2 homes to crash into the Tennessee River near the Mississippi state line. Firefighters were able to rescue everyone inside the homes before they fell into the river. Officials say days of heavy rain led to the landslides. Thankfully, despite the scary scene, no injuries were reported. The time right now is 5:16. Back here at home, Todd, do we need to grab an umbrella or raincoat for today?
I would grab it as you walk out the door. You don't need it this morning. That is the good news, but showers will develop throughout the afternoon hours. So this morning, it's just mostly cloudy for everybody. No real threat of any rainfall. That's why I have grab it here. As the afternoon goes on, you'll definitely need it. That's why I changed it from the green to the yellow caution and then this evening, you'll definitely need it, and that's why you see that red color there. So throughout the day today, the longer you go, the better chances you will have of needing that umbrella. Temperatures outside right now is at 31 degrees, just a light wind out of the east at 9 miles per hour, and it's really not bad when you walk out the door this morning compared to the other morning. On Friday, we were all the way down into the single digits and below zero in some locations. So while chilly, this is not nearly as bitter and frigid as it was last week. 34 right now in Bloomington, 29 in Lafayette, 27 in Tipton. A little colder off to the east where the skies are a little clearer still in Richmond with a current temperature of 23 degrees. Here come the clouds moving in from west to east across the area. The precipitation is still off to our west. This is not a big powerhouse of a storm system like we went through last week, but as it makes its way into our area, the rain will eventually become fairly steady for us across central Indiana this afternoon and this evening. So here's how it breaks down for you hour by hour. We should be up to about 40 degrees by 11 a.m. with, at this point, skies becoming overcast. So the best chance of seeing some sunshine today is going to be initially here this morning once the sun comes up a little after 7 o'clock. 44 degrees by 2 p.m. Then as we transition into the afternoon hours, temperatures will be in the mid to upper 40s for your afternoon high, putting us above normal. But anytime after 2 o'clock, that's when we'll start to bring the rain chances into the forecast. Tomorrow morning, temperatures are still above freezing. That's key because there's probably some lingering showers around, at least initially for your morning commute tomorrow. 35 in Purdue, 38 in Indianapolis, still some 40s down to the south. And then throughout the day tomorrow, we'll have some showers around again early on, but then the shower threat will decrease as the day goes on. But temperatures also start to cool off. We're back into the mid-30s by tomorrow afternoon. And that'll set us up for a colder but bright middle to end of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a good amount of sunshine in the forecast with temperatures that'll range anywhere from about 30 to 36 degrees for your high. The weekend, we're back up into the 40s, so this stretch of weather is certainly not bad for the middle to latter half of February. The next chance of rain after today will not be until late Sunday with a high temperature close to 50 degrees. Lauren?
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here is a live look right now at your commute. This is on the northeast side of town, I-465 near East 56th Street. Traffic's moving along up to speed, both northbound and southbound. No delays to slow you down, so let's plan out your drive heading in right now on the east side along westbound I-70 from Post Road to I-65 at the north split. No delays. It's a 10-minute commute.
The Daytona 500 will continue this afternoon after this scene in the Sunshine State. President Trump served as the race's Grand Marshal Sunday. He and First Lady Melania took a ceremonial lap around the track. Right after that, the skies opened up, causing the first delay. Then the competition got underway, but only lasted 20 laps after that heavy rain set in again. The racing is set to resume at 4 this afternoon.
Back here in the racing capital of the world, there are 97 days left until the 104th running of the Indianapolis 500, if you can believe it. An announcement from IMS owner Roger Penske detailing initial changes to the historic oval ahead of the month of May. Among the biggest changes, as an Indy 500 purse increase to a record $15 million. The last row qualifying shootout will be expanded to multiple runs, and 30 big screen video boards will be added around the track. 125 restrooms will be renovated, and the walkway along Georgetown Road will be expanded. In addition, the winning cars for the Indy 500 Grand Prix and Brickyard will all be raised up to victory podium.
You're a bit relieved. Okay, now we've got a plan in place here.
Well, I think we've made big commitments, and when you talk about it externally, it means you got to have to do it. And we're so excited. And I think I said, during the press conference that the people here are amazing. With some capital and some thinking and a little bit of risk taking here, we're really excited on what can happen here before the month of May.
Well, all of the changes are expected to be complete before the month of May.
First responders in Buffalo giving kids cooped up in a children's hospital a night they will not forget. This morning, why one firefighter says the event holds a special place in his heart.
And here's a live look right now at traffic on the west side, I-465 and West 21st Street. You can see traffic's moving along just fine, northbound and southbound there on the interstate. We'll be right back after this short break. Stick around.
The 2020 Altima.
Dog owners on Long Island, New York got a chance to celebrate Valentine's Day in a unique way with their own doggy weddings. The ceremonies were organized by the Suffolk County SPCA. The event was intended to promote dog adoption, and all of the participating canines are rescue dogs. A lunch after the nuptials even included a canine-friendly wedding cake. It's not called a lunch after the nuptials. It's called a reception. Come on. Just because they're dogs doesn't mean we need to downplay
they even have
it.
the cufflinks. It's so funny. All right, well, first responders in Buffalo, New York, bringing some love to kids at a children's hospital. The event was a scene of red, white, and blue. Wow, as you can see here, police, fire, and EMS personnel from around Buffalo filled the streets. More than 40 fire trucks, police cars, ambulances, all parked along the Oshai Children's Hospital. They turned on their sirens. One young man remembers being a cancer patient at the hospital not too long ago.
It was nice for when I was up there, that Buffalo Fire, would come stop in and say hi when they'd leave. They'd turn their lights on, toot their horn a little bit, it'd give me a smile, and it would, help me through the next day.
Coming full circle there for that young man. Well, Timmy, who you just heard from there, is now a volunteer firefighter and helped to put this event on. As fire, police, EMS crews, they all waved to the kids. The kids waved back with their own special lightsabers. You can see them there in the windows. Sweet story there. All right, as we got to check in on our forecast today. It's Monday, the start of a new work week. And Todd, what can we expect out there?
It's not a bad start to the day. You walk out and temperatures aren't bitter or cold or chilly, but we're in the upper 20s to low 30s across the area here this morning with just increasing clouds, and then eventually highs today will be topping off in the mid 40s in Indy, 50s down to the south, little cooler to the north. The problem is, as the day goes on, rain chances are going to increase across the area. You already see the clouds moving in. The rain showers are off to our west, so grab the umbrella as you walk out the door. While you don't need it this morning, by about 2-3 o'clock this afternoon, these showers should be moving across central Indiana.
Todd, thank you. The fight against potholes in the Circle City is heating up. Ahead on Good Morning Indiana, the new tool aimed to speed up the patching process. It's 5:27. We'll be right back.
Today at 10 on RTV6. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 5:30, 5 people are dead after a violent weekend here in Indianapolis. The latest on these homicide investigations and what you can do to help police.
And a Central Indiana high school is already getting students a first-hand look into the working world. Our Kelsey Anderson shows us how the program is helping them build their resume with real experience. But first, we need to get a check of our Monday forecast.
Yeah, and our Sunday turned out to be a pretty nice day. We're starting a new work week, and Todd, today's not going to be as good as yesterday, right?
No, yesterday we were dry, so that's better than what it will be today. Temperature-wise, though, it's pretty similar. So you enjoyed the temperatures yesterday. You won't complain about those, at least today. What do you need to grab before you go in your checklist this morning? Well, the jacket, obviously, this morning. I checked the umbrella off. You don't need that this morning. That's more this afternoon and this evening. Your outdoor workout this morning is good to go. You may want to take it indoors, though, later on this evening, as rain is going to be making its way into the area. The clouds already starting to increase. The rain still off to our west. And the good news is, with temperatures that'll be well above freezing later on this afternoon, this will be all rain. If it was moving in right now, we would be dealing with some snow with temperatures in the mid-20s here from Lawrence up towards the Noblesville area, 31 in Plainfield and Shelbyville at 33. But by this afternoon, we're looking at temperatures easily into the mid to upper 40s. Some of you, especially in southern locations today, could even climb up into the 50s. As far as the timeline of the rain, anytime I would say from 2 o'clock onward, have the umbrella handy. At first, the showers are going to be pretty scattered. As we work our way into the afternoon hours, though, those showers become a little more steady, and eventually into the evening, it's a steady rain for all of us. So not a bad day, at least to start, but it does turn a little wet later on this afternoon. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here's a look in the downtown area between the north and south splits. I-65, the view from St. Clair Street. Everything is moving along just fine. So let's plan out your drive. Good morning to you in Hamilton County. Let's take a look here. Southbound I-69 from State Road 13 to I-465. No delays, a quick 13-minute commute. That is up to speed for your Monday. Let's take one more live look from our INDOT traffic camera at your roads. This is on the northwest side of town, I-65 near I-865. You can see traffic there is starting to pick up a little bit this morning, but it's traveling up to speed. Time now is 5:32. A violent recent 48 hours has left 5 people dead and another critically hurt across the Indianapolis area.
The latest homicide investigation is underway after a man was found dead on Indy's north side overnight. Police were called to the 3900 block of Hillside Avenue near 38th and Keystone around 11:30 p.m. Officers on scene say they responded to a shots fired call when they found the man's body in this street. Police say it appears the man was walking in the street when he was killed, but as of right now, they cannot tell yet if he was shot.
Police are also trying to figure out what led up to 4 other deadly shootings. One man died at the hospital after a shooting on 36th Street near Leslie Avenue around 6 o'clock last night. On the northeast side near 38th Street and Emerson Avenue, a double shooting left one man dead and another injured. That happened Saturday. Later that night, a man was found shot dead outside of a house on Forest Avenue. Police have released suspect information on any of these cases. If you have any information that could help police solve these crimes, you can leave an anonymous tip right now with Crime Stoppers. That number is 317-262-TIPS. If your information leads to an arrest, you may be eligible for a cash reward.
An arrest has been made in the shooting death of a man in Beech Grove Sunday morning. Police say the victim's 16-year-old nephew is in custody and facing a preliminary murder charge. The shooting happened just before 10:30 Sunday morning at the Beach Meadow Apartments on Diplomat Court near Beech Grove High School. Police say the victim, who has been identified as 28-year-old Devon Ford, was found shot to death in his bed. Relatives on scene told us the nephew initially blamed the shooting on 3 men.
My great nephew said he was taking the trash out. And he said as he was taking the trash out, he saw some men pull up. And that's what he's just said to me, but I'm telling you is what he said to me. He saw some men pull up. They looked at him, he looked at them, and they went their way upstairs. So proceeded to go in the apartment complex, and next thing he heard was some gunshots.
Right now, it is still unclear what led up to the shooting. Formal charges are expected to come later after a review by the Marion County Prosecutor's Office.
It is 5:34. 5 people are recovering this morning after a vehicle ran into a building in Carmel. It happened just before 8 o'clock last night. According to the fire department, the crash on Carmel Drive involved 2 vehicles. The fire department says the driver of the vehicle you can see here tried to hit the brakes but may have hit the gas instead. The SUV went across the parking lot and into the Vine and Table liquor store. Luckily, the store was closed at the time, so no one there was injured. The driver inside the SUV was treated for minor injuries. 4 people inside the other vehicle were also treated and released.
Road crews in Indianapolis are getting a new tool in their fight against potholes. The DPW recently acquired special heaters that should make road patching easier, especially in cold weather. The new machinery essentially heats up the asphalt, making it easier for crews to fix segments of pavement that's falling apart. The department said the machinery will heat dry pavement to 350 degrees. That will allow crews to remove buckled or decaying asphalt and smooth it over more effortlessly. The machinery is currently being tested and will be used on roads in the coming weeks. And you can find a map of reported potholes in Indianapolis with the Department of Public Works Indy Pothole Viewer website. Each of those red dots are potholes. There are currently more than 2,000. You can also report potholes through the site or the Mayor's Action Center hotline at 317-327-4622.
It is 5:36. Hiring Hoosiers is RTV6's focus on linking you up with skills, resources, and jobs. And we love to say that we like to find ways that education can take you into a career. Our Kelsey Anderson is joining us live this morning at Mount Vernon High School with the details on a program that's been getting students classroom to career ready for more than 20 years. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Lauren. So for a lot of students, balancing sports, schoolwork, a social life, or any other extracurriculars can be really difficult, especially if they're trying to have a job and earn some income and those vital experiences it takes to be successful later on in life. So a program here at Mount Vernon is helping students do just that.
So I'm a community relations intern for the community relations director at Mount Vernon.
Madison King is a senior at Mount Vernon High School.
I promote things for the school, so like certain events. I type articles for the school website, create flyers and graphics and things like that.
She's currently in the interdisciplinary cooperative education program, meaning she only goes to school for half the day, and during the other half, she's working.
I do after-school sports and extracurriculars, so this is really helpful, being able to come in the morning and just get my work done in the morning, go to school, and then that's it.
King says she was already interested in marketing as a career path post-college.
I just was looking into it, looking into graphic design, and then this internship came up, and I thought it was the perfect opportunity to immerse myself in marketing before I just blindly choose a major.
But program coordinator Karen Cochran says knowing what you want to do post-high school isn't the case for everyone, and the focus for those students is to help them gain the soft skills they don't always learn in the classroom.
A lot of students don't think that they learn something from coming into this program. They think, oh, it's just a job. I'll never use this later on. Well, what they don't realize is they learn to show up on time, take responsibility, clock in, clock out, listen to directions, ask for help, and that's the biggest thing, and take initiative.
Yeah, this was my first real experience getting interviewed and setting up meetings, and it was nerve-wracking, but it was awesome, and it was a great experience.
King says she recommends the program to any senior who is able to take it.
I think it's really important to get that work experience before you go to college, and it's helping me a lot because it's helping me realize that this is something that I actually want to do in my future. So I think it's a great opportunity.
Cochran says as the community continues to grow here in Hancock County, so does this program. And if you have a business that you think would be a good opportunity to partner with this program, they want to hear from you. For now, back to you guys in the studio.
We have some good news to pass along about shelter animals at Indianapolis Animal Care Services. After their late-night adopt-a-thon event this weekend, 45 animals are out of the shelter and into their new homes. The shelter stayed open 4 hours later than normal in an effort to keep open kennel space. In recent weeks, the shelter has seen an increase in animals coming in due to animal control officers picking up dogs left outside in the cold. Because of the large number of adoptions, the shelter says it has room to save more animals. We talked to one woman who is fostering Jada, a senior dog. She brought her out to the event to help her find a new family.
Some people prefer younger dogs, but senior dogs are great because most of the time they're already potty trained. They have a good track record of playing well with others and being with families. So they already have that training that you don't have to teach a puppy or a younger dog. So they make really great companions.
The shelter is always looking for people who may not be able to adopt to foster their animals. If you missed the adopt-a-thon event, adoptions for big dogs and cats only cost $5 for the rest of the month. Puppies and small dogs cost $60. And here at 5:40, Todd is taking a look at the bus stop forecast. Todd, a lot of kids, though, have the day off for President's Day.
I was just thinking that right before you came to me. I had this set up because my niece and nephews are off from school. And, well, this forecast, take the bus part out of this and it'd be your commute to work here this morning. 34 degrees with skies that'll be mostly cloudy across the area. Whether you're coming home from work or if your kids do have school, you're talking about areas of rain with a temperature right around 48 degrees later on today. So as we work our way throughout the day, we'll go from dry conditions, which we'll have this morning, to more wet conditions later on this afternoon as some of this rain starts to make its way into our area. Generally, it's going to be light rain, may pick up a little bit in intensity as we work our way into the evening hours, but with temperatures in the 40s and even 50s down to the south. This is a completely rain event for us. That's the good news. We'll talk about drier weather that arrives starting tomorrow for the rest of the week, coming up in Maine weather in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. After being quarantined on a cruise ship for 2 weeks in Japan, American passengers are arriving back in the States. Coming up, the next step for those evacuees to prevent the spread of the coronavirus.
And it was an emotional night at the NBA All-Star Game. Still ahead, what celebrities and players did to honor Kobe and Gianna Bryant in Chicago.
And we're keeping a close eye on traffic this Monday morning. Here's a live look on the west side, I-465 near Sam Jones Expressway. Lots of headlights there. Traffic's picking up this morning, both northbound and southbound on your interstate. No crashes, no delays to slow you down, and that is the good news this morning. Stick around. We'll be right back after this short break.
That lives inside your dog with Blue Wilderness.
New this morning, hundreds of Americans are back on U.S. soil after being quarantined on a cruise ship in Japan for 2 weeks. Now they will spend another 14 days quarantined on military bases in California and Texas. U.S. officials revealed overnight that 14 of those Americans tested positive for the virus. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest.
Overnight, 2 jumbo jets landing in the United States, one in California, another in Texas. Both passenger planes packed with Americans who have been quarantined on a cruise ship docked in Japan over coronavirus concerns. Cheryl and Paul Molesky, 2 of the American evacuees, taking a video of themselves leaving the Princess Diamond, the couple quarantined since February 3rd.
All right, this is it. We're about to step into the big wide world, so I have to put my mask on and get going.
This was the announcement they were waiting for.
Now calling only those American guests from Emerald Deck.
You want to see what your next step is?
Yes, we do.
Well, your next step is you get to go forward, hand the passport to this gentleman in the yellow. He will hand it to the State Department folks on either side. They will keep your passport, then they'll put you on a bus. The bus will take you to the airplane. Airplane takes you to the United States.
Hundreds of passengers on board the ship have tested positive for COVID-19. Americans stricken with the virus can't go home yet. They'll be treated in Japan. And those landing in the U.S. now looking at 2 more weeks of isolation. With protective gear in short supply around the world, ABC News with an exclusive look inside this 3M factory in South Dakota, where employees are working overtime to make face masks. And as the coronavirus spreads, at least 760 million people in China, more than half that country's population, facing lockdown or travel restrictions. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, New York.
Well, the Iowa Democratic Party says a partial recanvass of caucus voting results is now underway. It's recanvassing 25 precincts and 3 satellite caucuses at the request of the Sanders campaign. The campaign believes that the Vermont senator could pick up an extra delegate if the votes are reviewed again. Buttigieg's campaign is asking for a recanvass of 66 precincts and all satellite caucuses. So far, the results show that Buttigieg is the winner.
A second teen has been arrested in the stabbing death of college student Tessa Majors. A 14-year-old was taken into custody Friday and indicted on murder charges. In December, police say 18-year-old Majors, seen here, was walking in a New York City park when she was robbed and stabbed. Authorities say they have video evidence, blood analysis, and a recorded statement from that suspect. The teen is being charged as an adult. A 13-year-old has also been arrested in the case and is facing charges in family court.
It's 5:47 next month. The clocks will spring ahead, and many lawmakers across the country are pushing for them to stay put. Adjusting to daylight savings time may have been blamed for spikes in heart attacks and car crashes as people get used to the new sleep schedule. A survey from the Associated Press shows 70% of Americans want to put an end to switching the clocks. So far, a handful of states have passed bills to do so. In the past, President Trump has tweeted his support for making daylight saving time permanent. Congress would still have to approve a measure to make it nationwide, a nationwide rule, that is. Here at 5:48, we want to check in with our forecast and Todd Clausen. Hey, Todd, what can we expect today?
You know, as we work your way throughout the day, things will be changing. This morning, as you walk out the door, it's dry. Temperatures are on the cool side, but not terrible as the day goes on. As you see on my graphic here, today's rain chances will start to ramp up. I wouldn't really worry about this 20% by 12 noon, but from 2 o'clock onward, those rain chances will start to increase. But here's the good thing. I have rain chances up here, not precipitation chances. This is all rain, and we won't see any mixed or wintry precipitation heading our way throughout the duration of this event because temperatures will climb throughout the day. In fact, we probably don't hit our high temperature today, close to 50 degrees until closer to midnight. But right now, it's 34 in Bloomington, 30 in Greencastle, 20s from Tipton up to Peru over to Lafayette, where we sit at 29 degrees. And with clear skies off to the east, Richmond, you're our cold spot this morning at 22 degrees. So here's the hour-by-hour breakdown with temperatures and sky cover. By the noon hour, mostly cloudy skies, a temperature of 43 degrees. As we work our way into the middle half of the afternoon and early this evening, the temperature is up to 46 degrees with rain showers that will start to develop across the area. Now, the rain is still well off to our west. You notice the clouds increasing, so if there's any sunshine for any of you, it's going to be on the eastern side of the state, and it's going to be as soon as the sun comes up a little after 7 o'clock. But here's the storm system that is heading our way. Unlike last week when that storm system came up from the south and it pulled a lot of moisture with it, this one is coming from the west, as you see, and it's not going to have as much in the way of precipitation to work with. So 11 o'clock, still dry. By the time we get to 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, these rain showers are overspreading the area, and then we'll continue to deal with these rain showers off and on throughout the evening. The further south you are, you'll see less in the way, at least of the coverage of the rain. The further north you are, the rain becomes a little more steady throughout the evening hours, and even overnight, some of these showers linger into the early portion of tomorrow morning's commute. Most of these showers should be out of here by the time we get to the Tuesday morning drive, but this evening, if you do have plans, temperatures in the mid-40s. The rain will be with us, and then overnight tonight, temperatures drop back down into the 40s to the south, mid-30s, but these overnight lows probably don't occur until the early portion of the commute tomorrow. We'll initially be in the 40s throughout the overnight hours, and then those temperatures will start to fall off. Tomorrow is a pretty dry day for us with just mostly cloudy skies, but the middle half of the week, while it's colder, it's going to be brighter. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, plenty of sunshine. The coldest day of the week will be on Thursday with a high of 30 degrees, a morning low on Friday down to 18, but then by the weekend, temperatures are back up into the mid to upper 40s. Lauren?
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here is a look right now at your traffic maps as we plan out your commute. Traveling westbound on I-74 right now from North London Road area to I-465. It's a quick 9-minute drive. No delays there to slow you down. So let's take a look here on the east side. Our NDOT traffic camera showing you here I-70, a view near Arlington Avenue. Traffic's picking up, as you can see by all the headlights, moving both eastbound and westbound. The good news right now, no crashes to slow you down.
After a weather delay, NASA has successfully launched a rocket sent to resupply the International Space Station. The Cygnus spacecraft lifted off from NASA's facility in Virginia this weekend. It was supposed to leave Friday, but the launch was delayed due to wind. The rocket is carrying 7,500 pounds of supplies and hardware for the astronauts. It is supposed to stay at the space station until May.
At 5:51, the NBA All-Star Game featured a touching tribute to Kobe Bryant last night. Magic Johnson began the game telling the crowd at Chicago's United Center that the league would never see another player like Kobe. The crowd responded by chanting Kobe's name. Jennifer Hudson then performed singing For All We Know. The tribute continued on the court with each team wearing Kobe and his daughter Gianna's jersey numbers. They were both killed along with 7 others in a helicopter crash 3 weeks ago.
After the battle over chicken, 2 fast food chains are now competing in a different food fight. Coming up, the battle Arby's is picking with fish sandwiches. We'll be right back.
And only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
The fast food fights continue. Arby's new fish sandwich campaign is trolling McDonald's signature fish fillet ahead of Lent. Catholics and some other Christians give up meat from the land during the Fridays leading up to Easter. Arby's released its first ads for their fish sandwich Sunday, taking a dig at the fish fillet. In the ad, the Arby's announcer says, quote, "Ours is 2 for $6. Theirs is, oops, there it goes. Who cares anyway?" Arby's has also posted a comparison on Twitter. This is the first time the 2 chains have fought. They engaged in a chicken sandwich war with Popeyes last year. Lauren and I are going to throw one more dog into this fight. Culver's.
Oh, yeah. They have a good fish sandwich.
They have a really good fish sandwich.
Yeah.
So, you know.
First Friday in Lent coming up. Not this Friday, but the week after. So something to keep in mind.
Right. So you have plenty of options. We don't need to fight over it. Let's, you know, just.
They're all great.
Exactly. Yeah. Just like our forecast for this morning, not this afternoon, though.
Yeah, you know, this morning's not bad. It's a little on the cool side, but it's dry. That's the good news. Storm Team 6 radar is completely quiet this morning. 30 in Muncie, 32 in Indianapolis, 34 in Bloomington. Could be much worse this time of year. Just think back a couple days ago when we were in the single digits. As we plan our day, though, have the umbrella handy. Showers will develop after a dry morning. Anytime after 2 o'clock, you'll probably need that umbrella handy. The good news, the temperature all the way up to 48 degrees. We'll talk more about your extended forecast and everything else coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues. The time now is 5:56. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few minutes.